Today's match is between me and Fighter 2G. This is actually, crap, I think this was a WCG replay. Just shows how old this replay is, actually. Yes, this is between me and Fighter 2G, and I have no idea how he did. But I know he's one of the staff on this site. So, this is sort of introduce you guys to Fighter 2G. He's a pretty damn good human player. Actually, crap, I don't know if this is one where I win or lose. I have 2 replays saved. One where I win and it's kind of close, and one where he beats the crap out of me, I think. But, I guess we'll have to see with this one. So you can kind of get more of a perspective on me playing, rather than just kind of narrating the game, because I already know what happens. But hopefully some things will come familiar to me where I can get a little bit ahead to kind of tell you guys what's going on. Anyways, let's get this unpaused in 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1, unpause. So, versus human on Turtle Rock. You know what? I have had a million requests to do versus human. Not too many on Turtle Rock, but hell, you guys got your versus human, so I'd be happy. Seriously, if I get another one, I'll be sure to do another one versus human. So anyways, we start this off with an altar first and the Moonwell second. Obvious build order. Not getting anything out of the tavern. I have, however, been seeing a Beastmaster first against human. I haven't really looked into it enough to tell you guys whether or not that's something effective enough or not. I really wouldn't know. But anyways, let's get this stuff started here. I'm going to start this build order off. This is in fact one of my clanmate Quasi helped me out with this. So this build order I'd have to thank for him. So he's like, try this out. So I try it out, and wouldn't you know, my God, it works to a degree. And you got to get it perfect. If you don't do it perfect, you deserve whatever comes next to you, honestly. Anyhow, the key to this is to always know where your human opponent is. Well, I know that I know where his base is, if that helps. So I know where his base is, kind of close to me. But I do decide, he said, after your altar, not after your altar, after your Hunter's Hall, the wisp that come after that, he recommended for those to go ahead and creep. Go for creep jacking. I'm sorry. Your wisp can't creep. Although it'd be kind of funny to see an onslaught of wisps approach a bunch of reds. It'd be kind of awkward. Anyways. Excuse me, my throat hurts like hell, because I have just been doing audios over and over again. This is my 3rd one. What I'm doing right here with Fighter 2G, I'm keeping that footman in its place so I can kind of delay it a bit for my Keeper of the Grove to run in there. But I do use an entangle onto the peasant, but all I do, I just run my Shadow Priest back towards in his base so I can get that footman for a little bit. So I do that, I get the footman, I get a little time to get rid of that, so yay. He's trying to beat the crap out of my Shadow Priest, so I'm going to run that back a bit. I'm making sure that I'm trying to kill this footman, but damn it, he got the kill on it. I tried to time it too. You saw my Keeper of the Grove do a little stop. He tried to do a little fake out, but yeah, Fighter's smart enough as a human player to stop that. That's right, guys. So I bring that Shadow Priest back there to try to divert the fire from my Keeper onto the Shadow Priest. And it really doesn't do too of an effective job because he's too far back. And the Keeper was getting weak as hell, so naturally he'd still try to, stick with that. And this is what happens when you do attack move. See the Shadow Priest? He's left behind. And there you go, he has started attacking the human guy. He just gets left behind, and all the mana that he spent to get himself back up to his full health, well, he's back at where his health is. So I bet he feels like a nice little retard right now that he stopped to do nothing, only to get bitch slapped by the human's Archmage. So, what happens next? Well, yeah, I'm a dunce. I got my Moonwell a little bit too late. But if you look around at the map, I sort of have a little bit of control of where he goes. I need to put my wisps in a much, much better position. Vital positions are, if you look towards where his expansion is, well, he doesn't have an expansion, where his natural expansion area is. If you look towards that, where those two trees are, sort of to the left of that gold mine, that's an awesome spot to put it. On either tree. As long as you see him there and he's creeping that next, you got it. You're going to be in great shape. But I do catch him in the midst of creeping. I could have got in a little faster. But I do start hitting the water elemental. But I'm still sitting at 25 experience, so my keeper is just still frustrated that he's not getting rid of any units here. And I'm just trying to entangle footman after footman, trying to do somewhat of a purpose here. And I'm just making sure that I'm alternating the focus from Keeper and Shadow Priest. And my Shadow Priest, once again, the effects of attack move, your Shadow Priest dies. So I should have run him down a little bit more. Shouldn't I? Don't you think? But I did try to use him to try to heal up the Keeper as he was trying to run out of the way. I wouldn't just leave your Keeper idle and just select your unit and go to heal that. I just ran the Keeper and then selected the unit to get it as it was trying to run out of the way. So I think it saves your Keeper one shot from the Archmage, and just that one shot could matter. It's that final shot that you see it happen before. You see it finally chasing your unit as it's trying to helplessly run away, and your unit just gets beaten the crap out of. So he discovers that wisp. That sucks. I know that he's near that area. I do have one Huntress Shadow melded, actually by mistake, but I have 4 Huntresses in the first place, so that's enough to get rid of these creeps. And you expand at 4 Huntresses. That's right, guys. 4 Hunts can get you an expansion. A Keeper and 4 Hunts can probably take out any orange patch of creeps on your map that's protecting an expansion. Chances are it's got a level 4 or a level 5 creep that can be entangled for the duration. Don't get on level 6 for God's sake, because you'll only get a couple seconds out of that, and well, that really doesn't do much. Now does it? So I get a Ring of Protection +3. That's a nice 200 gold I can get, but I'm getting plenty of gold for that expansion. So I did work on my Tree of Ages for a little bit. Here's where my mistake is. You see that one wisp that's out where that mercenary camp is? That can be in a much better spot. I mean, for God's sake, he's not going to be over there. I should move that wisp at the item shop on the upper part of the map. He has a much better chance of getting rid of that, and it's a little harder for him to reach back and swat that wisp before he continues on with creeping. Even if he does creep, I'll send out the wisp anyways to detonate on their hero, weaken any summons, or if it's that part in the game, get rid of any casters. So this is actually shortly after he told me after he helped me out a little bit. And I saw those creeps, I was like, should I creep it? No. If you don't know where your opponent is, and you're in the situation that I am, run to the base. If you run to the base, he'll come to you. And I do manage to take out one of his Arcane Sanctums. And I'm just doing sort of a suicide run here, not really caring about his army, just going for the base here. But I do manage to take out one of his riflemen. I do use Entangle, of course, to help me out. Next target is the shop that they get. It's typically out a bit, but I do use an Entangle, but they're still going to be under the effects of that healing salve. I mean the Scroll of Regeneration. So, looking very bad for my Keeper here. I click on his Mountain King. Yeah, he's got enough for a lovely Stormbolt. And if he Stormbolts my Keeper, yeah, he's screwed. It'll die. So I try to run out of the way for a little bit. I'll look at my base. Yeah, I've got plenty of Moonwells, so that's what I'm doing now. And plus I realized that since he's so situated into his base, I couldn't really picture him running out too much. So I'm just going to run back into his base shortly after I get my Pander and Brewmaster second, of course, and just try to kill any building that he just tried to construct after realizing that, is it safe? Yeah, it's safe. I'll try to get another building up there. So, once I reach Tier 2, once I have about 6 to 8 Huntresses, around that amount, depending on the amount of footmen that you see, so you gotta kind of do it in response. More important stress on getting all these wisps around this map here. That's my mistake, because I was just trying this out, seeing how it does. What was I saying? Oh yeah, the Huntress ratio here. Once you have about 6 to 7, make the switch. At that point in the game, you have perfectly enough resources to make an effective switch. Because that's when your Expo is starting to put its effect in there. So I just send a Drunken Haze back to the Rifleman line. They're not going to be too effective against these Huntresses anymore. So I just take the liberty to try to deal as much damage as possible to the Riflemen. Screwfootmen, you run to those Riflemen. For the love of God, you get rid of those very, very quickly. Whenever you see the Mountain King out a little bit too much, that's when you start to take fire on it. Anything else that's out in the front? There's a Rifleman. It's kind of weak. Try to get an entangle on it. Just enough to do him in there. But the purpose, the main purpose of creepjacking is to take out their Riflemen. You take out the Riflemen, then it's just going to be a huge load off, and they're just going to be left with a bunch of casters, which that is why you get your archers. That's why you get your dryads. Your dryads dispel those lovely water elementals. Your dryads will also, they're also great purpose of slow poison, of course. Does that purpose. Gets rid of the slow. I mean, why the hell am I telling you guys this? You all know what a dryad does. But its purpose, main purpose, sniping out the casters. What you do, just hit those casters, hold down shift, go for your next targets over and over. Don't really try to trouble yourself with manually going to it. Oh, the caster's dead? No, now I'll hit my next target. Just hold shift, do it. If he's starting to hit your archer line a little bit too much, it's getting too heavy on one section, just take that section. Don't go to your whole force group and move it around. Just go for that lovely little section, kind of shift that out of the way a bit, and then, alright, continue on, because the other section's still going to be having their shifts towards the creeps and everything. But I'm looking at my resources. Now's the time to get some items. I have plenty of gold. I just hit the 1,000 mark. I'm producing way too little for way too much coming in. I need to get a little more wood, that's why. And I think I'm going to realize that in a little bit, because I look up at the panel plenty of times throughout the game. So either way, I do get my items. Dual scrolls. Lovely. Lovely, lovely. Obviously going on both heroes, because your cooldown, yada yada. You guys have heard the lovely little spiel. And when you have an expansion, and you have a little too many resources, get mercs. I already have a lovely dispel going on here, with the Shadow Priest alone. Frontline is a little more benefited with the Ogre Mauler. Maybe that'll give me a little bit of time to reach these riflemen. Maybe not. Personally, I think the time it took for me to get rid of those creeps was a little too long, and I needed to go for my main purpose of going straight out creepjacking on this guy. But I do catch him in his base when he's working on his other Arcane Sanctum. There we go. And my Keeper, he's screwed. He is not going anywhere, as you can clearly see, the Keeper getting the crap mauled out of him. So I just use a Breath of Fire just as I exit through the TP, and I'm just gonna, I'll be right back there. Don't you go anywhere. So I'm just gonna heal up this Keeper, maybe get an item or two just to kind of protect him, because I see the way that he just fought right there. I got a quick glimpse of how he is and how he begins his battle. Whatever hero is kind of out in the front a bit, yeah, he'll take full advantage of that and just plow you through. So I get my TP and the Scroll of Healing. I get the Scroll of TP just in case it gets a little too heavy for me to handle. So that's the reasoning behind such. So I do have Abolish Magic. I do can control these water elementals. I need a little more Dryads. I was late on my Ancient of Lore. That's what I remembered from this one. I was thinking, oh crap, that Ancient of Lore really isn't putting such a great effect into this. Maybe I should wait it out a bit. That's a great idea. Excuse me. Anyways, here I come. I send out the Shadow Priest just to kind of see if he's coming in from under me. He's not. So here I come. Yes, I lucked out. I catch a mortar team as it's on the rally. And when you get a good rally jack onto them, obvious to say you can tell where they're going. He's obviously going to be in that section of the map. Wouldn't you know, he is. Going for his Stormbolt on the Keeper, doing its damage. Mountain King got plenty of health, but if you know that through all of your attacks put into a couple of seconds can kill the hero, go for it. Go for your Entangle, kill that Mountain King. And that's a big problem out of the way here. I'm being a friggin' retard and just letting that blizzard go through my army. I don't know why I'm doing that. But I do catch him. So, alright. I do catch 4 peasants that didn't quite make the TP. So, that's a little bit of experience for me. So I'm just going to try to... I'm not going to get in too deep. Making sure that I'm a decent distance out front. Just in case he tries to come back and try to box me in at that spot. So, what happens next? What am I thinking of right now? In fact, I am actually... After that battle, I was pretty confident with this. And I think this is the one where I win. Or like I said, the other one I had was very close. This guy is damn good at human. And it's pretty cool to have him on staff. It's one of the newer staff, so give him a nice welcome. Anyways... God, I'm a frickin' retard. What am I doing? I need to run to his base. Hell, if you take the Fog of War off, he's waiting for his Mountain King to come out here. If I would have fought a battle here, by the time he got his Mountain King out there, half of his army would be taking a big chunk out of it. If he sent in militia, that'd be even better, wouldn't it? Hey, what am I doing? Yes, I am going here just to get a little more scrolls, get a few more items just to secure it. That's what I went there for. Potion of Lesser Invulnerability. If he does have his Mountain King out there, he's not going to be such a great hero. That's why I went for a Potion of Invulnerability. This is kind of lacking the offense that I now do against human. Actually, I'm having a big problem versus human now, but come 1.17, you guys are going to see a pretty cool strategy that I've thought of that'll it'll do its thing versus human. Just you watch. So anyways, I see a blizzard going off on a big majority of these dryads. I'm not really too concerned with it. My concern is making sure every member of my army is attacking, so that's why I move out of the way a little bit. It's not because I'm dumb and think that, crap, he's blizzarding my dryads, what am I going to do? But I do manage to get the Entangle, the Combined Focus Fire, all that lovely stuff. Doing its purpose here. So, I'm just basically cleaning it up. After I got rid of that Archmage is pretty much a low point here. He's going for more and actually doing an awesome job at waxing these Dryads. They're no more. He hit the perfect targets with his mortar teams. They got plenty of range, believe me. That guard tower is so well protected. Very hard for me to reach it. But I'm just getting rid of the Altar of Kings. And as he's saying, yes, I am using the benefits that Quasi told me. I was actually, I think this is one where I was on Ventrilo. And I find a WCG game. And he saw me on the friends list. And he's like, who are you up against? I was like, I'm against a human player. And he's like, go for that thing I told you. So I went for the thing he told me. I think this was like my second game I was trying this crap. He's saying it's impossible to stop as human. I was going against a clanmate of mine, Mental Patient 3, and he's able to stop it. What he did was not what I was saying. Don't get defended footies. In 1.17, yeah, sure, yeah, let's go for that. What he went is he gets Dispel first on the Priest. He gets Adept class on the Priest. He just gets Priest. He gets, I think he goes to Dual Sanctum, pumps out an obscene amount of Priest. Your Keeper, your Entangles, your Trance, useless. You're not going to get crap. And he just counter offenses. I mean, he does a counter offensive there. That's the proper way to say it, right? Anyways. But, with this, I think this is the match I played against him after this. He did that variant, and it was effective. You still can beat it, but you gotta work on your timing a little bit better. I'm saying, yeah, it'll be total crap in 17. But, what was I gonna say? As for human players, when you're seeing this, you're like, what the hell am I going to do? Look at the replay, find the timing that I did with my expansion when you're expecting them to have 4 huntresses. Well, you know, check their expansion. If you catch them when they're getting an expansion and you deny them of an expansion, and maybe if you try to sneak another expansion in there, be sneaky. Hell, if you guys remember my old audios with that, go for it, man. Check it out, see what you can get. So anyways, we're just kind of talking right here, all that stuff. This is before, this is before Fighter 2G joined our staff. Night off is hard. I don't know. I don't quite know that. I couldn't tell you guys. So this is pretty much with this one. You can exit the replay if you want. And at that time, as Night Elf Mirror, me saying that it was hardest, at that time, I don't know what the hell I was thinking. Night Elf Mirror, for me right now, is rather easy. Anyhow, pretty much playing cleanup. That's game. And the next one I can actually probably do, and I can show you guys on adaptation a little bit. You can see how Fighter 2G knows what's coming. He knows that strategy's coming, and he really knows how to deal with it. And that's the one where he beat me. So maybe that one will come up next. I know you guys have this big thing going on that I don't do many audios. I do them, but they're not very frequent where I lose. I don't know. I just don't really see how it's beneficial. It's like, oh, this is what I do in this one, and this is my thoughts behind it, but don't really worry about it because I lost with it. It's a losing strategy, so don't really worry about it. I was just wasting your time. So I don't know. Like I said, next one might be that. I'm not sure. I'll ask Fighter if he has that replay. So I'm looking through right now, and I haven't even looked through the WCG folder right now, and chances are it's probably in there. Anyhow, guys, take care.